Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mars Sextile, or Trine Chiron in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, people, first thing up is if you have Mars Sextile or Trine Chiron in a natal chart, you may easily find that energy and vitality, which is Mars, to help and heal others, which is Chiron. Now, the thing is, if Chiron is in Aquarius, as an example, helping and healing others may be done through altruistic humanitarian means. It may be doing things for the environment, and maybe doing something through astrology, computers, or electronics. As some examples, it could be through group-related efforts. Now, another thing too, let's say too, having one of these aspects in the natal chart could also indicate that there would be, a balance, between activities that are connected with, Mars-related people and healers, which is Chiron, and Mars-related people could be sexual partners, people that are leaders. It could be those that are in sports, athletics, law enforcement, surgeons, as some examples. Now, the thing is, let's say, if you have Chiron, an Aries in the natal chart, those healers, one or more may actually be an Aries Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, those that are aggressive, assertive, forceful, courageous, pioneering, innovative, but may also be impulsive and impetuous as well, and very confrontational. It could also be to arguments, which is Mars, any that you may have with healers, which is Chiron, may often be constructive as opposed to being acrimonious. The thing is, now, if you have Mars, let's say it's in Sagittarius, the disputes, the arguments, may be tied in with religion, philosophy, beliefs. It may even be disputes over sports or higher education, as some examples. And also, too, there may be little difficulty as far as standing up and fighting, which is Mars, for those people. And they also may admire your bravery and courage. And the thing is, and when I'm saying for those people, of course, I'm talking about, the healers, and which is Chiron. And the thing too is, let's say, for example, if you have, Mars in Gemini, there may be a lot of more fighting, with ways of using the written word, as example, a lot of verbal, witticisms, as some examples. And the thing is, and let's say, now another way that Mars Sextile or Trine Chiron may manifest in a natal chart is that there may be little difficulty finding the drive and motivation, which is Mars, to deal with your deepest wound, which is Chiron. Now, let's say if Chiron is in Taurus, as an example, the deepest wound may be tied in with issues of self-worth, or monetary matters. It could be matters with possessions and resources, ability to be persistent with matters and self-reliant, as some examples. Now, another thing too, generally, if there's any issues, involving the head, the skull, face, muscles, or sexual organs, which is Mars, may be healed, with little trouble. These aspects can be, let's say, auspicious, for healing. with those matters, and just in physical injuries in general, because Mars is connected with physical injuries. Now, the thing too is, let's say, if Mars is in Aquarius, as an example, those issues may be more intermittent or sporadic or erratic, or if there's any just general physical related issues, they may be connected with the ankles, the shins, the calves, the nerves, the lower legs, circulation, as some examples. And also too, any physical, or at least most physical related injuries, I would say, which is Mars, may cause little or minimum emotional suffering and anguish, which is Chiron. Now, the thing is, if Mars is in Capricorn, as an example, there may be physical related issues, injuries associated with the bones, the knees, the joints, the hamstrings, the gallbladder, as some examples. And the thing, too, is about these aspects is that there may be a little difficulty or trouble finding the enthusiasm, which is Mars, for astrology and helping and healing others in general, which is Chiron. Chiron is in Gemini, as an example. The person may be interested, in many branches of astrology. There may be a lot of diversity expressed with astrology. If Mars is in if Chiron is in Aquarius, there may be, interest in astrology on a very, on a very advanced level. Chiron in Capricorn could be more, conventional, in terms of, the astrological, beliefs, as another example. And the thing is, if you have, Mars sextile or trine Chiron in a natal chart, another way it may be expressed is that it may be easy for you, to teach and mentor, which is Chiron, Mars-related people, which can cover a number of persons, again, whether it be sexual partners, leaders, surgeons, people in law enforcement or sports and athletics, as some examples. And the thing is, if you have Chiron in Scorpio, as an example, you may teach and mentor others, and it could be the occult, which includes astrology, or something with embalming or surgery, investigation, forensics, insurance, taxes. It could be something with coroner work, as some examples. And another thing too may also be where sexual partners and leaders, which is Mars, may be beneficial to you in dealing with depleted self-esteem, which is Chiron. Now, if Chiron is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, depleted self-esteem may be connected with matters with safety, security, or the latter part of life. It could be matters with your home, your family, issues with unconditional love, as some examples. And another thing too about these aspects, it could also be we're expressing leadership prowess, and ability, courage, and enterprise, which is Mars, may be very advantageous in you dealing with any diminished self-worth, which is Chiron. Now, if Chiron is in Virgo, as an example, there may be, diminished self-worth that's tied with one's health or fitness, or, ability, to analyze, things, see the fine print or details in matters. It could be, some, another thing to keep in mind, though, is, let's say, if Chiron is retrograde, any suffering, that one may be enduring may be more internalized and suppressed, and there may be more of an emphasis on self-healing, more so, than most people. Now, let's say for example, if Chiron is in Capricorn, there may be issues connected with one's social status and stature in life that may be more internalized and suppressed, and there may be an emphasis on trying to really heal the self in those matters, in contrast to seeking external assistance from others. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin, I'm saying stay